And welcome everybody to the Roll to Heal event. We're just doing a final check before we actually start everything up. So bear with us with just one moment.
Frank.
Is that a yes?
Yep.
Cool
We're live.
beans.
Yep, we're live.
I just need to find it. So I at least want to pull up the chat though. This one? Yep, there it is.
Yep, there we are.
Awesomeness. A little on a delay, but it's fine.
And it's always going to be on a delay. But that's beside the point.
Cool. So, nope.
While Frank's getting stuff set up over here, quick shout out to a few different people who helped out this weekend. Obviously, a big shout out to Horseman Comics and Gaming down here in Morgantown. If you guys haven't checked them out yet, do so. Thanks to Ron, Nick, Dave, the entire crew here for helping us get this weekend going on. Quick shout out while I'm thinking about it to Bill over at Finders Keepers Comics for some of the dice he gave us for the giveaway for the players.
Yep.
Sabaro's down here at Morgantown, hooking up the players and crew with some awesome food. Thank you guys out there. Also, a shout out to our crew from the Misfits. I know it's just you and me today, Frank, but yep. Viking, Shy, Liz, Arian, and of course, you guys that donated. We don't get to make this possible without you all coming out to help out. As we had the raffle still going on the time of recording.
Yep.
And so if you guys are catching this a day later, or
drawing will get pulled Monday morning.
Yeah. So shout out to whoever ends up winning those raffles. But yeah. At last count, last night when Frank and I were driving home and we're doing some math, we believe the count we had was up over. I think we had close to what Frank. I think we said had $700, at least close. At least that's unofficial. Well, that's unofficial.
Right.
When we have the official count, we'll let you guys know. On Tuesday, during our regular scheduled episode, we'll have a general idea of that by then. But overall, Frank, I want to ask you this one because there was a lot of stuff going on. We were in and out all 3 days. Yesterday being obviously the most chaotic, with us being here, Lorcana, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! All going on at the same time. I'll put it this way. So we'll start with the D&D stuff. What do you think was the most difficult task? Because last year we had 4 tables spread out in here in the playing room. This year we had a divider with the wall, all playing in the 2 dungeons that are on the other side of the store from us. What would you think the biggest difficulty for you, Viking, and Dave was?
Overall, I mean, it's judging. It's not like a normal game. You know what I mean? A normal game is we kind of know the players. We kind of know what characters they want to run. Anything of that. Like, we know that. So coming into the unknown, that we don't know the classes that are going to be given to us. We don't know if we need to upscale or downscale the dungeon we were running. So like the unknowns, but we had enough experience to make it all happen. We had all the module stuff there. I mean, the players were nice. They all came in. I mean, mostly everybody either was. I think there was 2 thieves, 2 rogues in between the 2 rooms.
Yeah, no, I didn't know that part.
A ranger, a druid, barbarians, and then a wizard, sorcerer, warlock. But like nobody had like cleric, paladin.
Nothing like the main staples that we see.
I think we had fighters, barbarians. I don't even think we had a fighter. I think we had a barbarian. Well, we had several barbarians.
Yeah, I don't think we had a fight. No, I don't recall seeing a fighter. I don't recall seeing anything else. Everything was all magic based or something that was going to be real sneaky.
Yeah.
And I'll say this with the party that we were dealing with, very, well thought out in their process of how they did stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's to see how they reacted to versus our party or the party I had at Cal or the group we had last year.
Yes.
Very well thought out on how they were going to approach stuff.
I mean, yeah, last year with Wounded Warrior, we did, it was a battle royale. So it wasn't like we need to worry about, setting up a dungeon or getting it there. It was battlefield. These guys go in and chaos assumes. But with this one, actually running a dungeon, let alone, everybody knows this. I mean, we ran the legendary Tomb of Horrors. So with 5 these conversions and all that stuff to it. So
now, something else I'll add to this, though, Frank Inc., is the only change that we made to this campaign, or this dungeon crawl, was we made it the 2024 monsters.
Yes.
So everything else was still the same. However, the monsters had gotten a reboot, and we were using their stat blocks from the newest monster manual and stuff from the DMG. Be there. Or I think were the characters also 2024? Or were they still
Yes.
Okay, so the characters.
The characters this time around were strictly 2024 rule set.
And the only thing we had with it is you had to pick one class. There was no cross classing allowed for this dungeon crawl.
There's our next round up on the board. Go ahead and find your table, find your board.
So currently, right now, they are playing One Piece. There are some D&D tables. There's one D&D table. They're playing 3.5. That's real close to us.
On the left side of the room over by where Ron and them are sitting, it is Star Wars.
Okay, so you got Star Wars, you got One Piece, and I think there's a D&D group there. I don't know what's over there.
There's another D&D group at the one
but
table.
I don't think they're playing D&D. I think they're playing something different.
Yeah, there's one of them is D&D, but I don't know what the other one is.
Gotcha. So, I mean, we're doing, pretty good. I mean, definitely, there's turnouts. So it's not like this is, different than having this whole area picked out with, D&D guys doing a battle royale that we did last year. No, this time around, we had the rooms, big tables.
Yep.
So I think the only thing between me, Dave, and John, and you helped Brand.
Yeah.
So you were you're part dungeon master on some of this stuff. So I think the biggest challenge is we didn't know any of the characters.
Yeah, I'll agree with that because I wasn't sure coming into it. So when after we all set up and we broke off with you and me in one room, Viking and Dave in the other, and me being the runner between our room and their room for the most part, I'll say that it's listening to how things were being played between the two rooms made it interesting because I go back to what I said about our party being there or talking and being well thought out. Well, by the time we hit break, they were already in room 3 or 4.
Right, and what Dave's table, they were in one of the false areas.
Yeah, they went through one of the false doors.
When we went to break around 3-ish, they literally just was walking through the main corridors of the actual hallway. So that's how much that's how crazy the tomb can get. The tomb itself is designed for hell on earth.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And again, those who don't fully know too, just to kind of reiterate about the Tomb of Horrors itself. Tomb of Horrors was established in 1974. Okay. Gary Gygax, one of the co-creators of D&D, found a really hard time challenging his players further using the traditional first edition of Dungeons and Dragons. So he couldn't figure out how to do it. And sometimes, when a DM is trying to challenge the players and everything they throw at them is not working, the players, for lack of better terms, start to get like a god complex that their characters are unbeatable. They are invincible. So Gary Gygax made the Tomb of Horrors, which is said to be a thinking person's dungeon versus a
hack and slash
dungeon run, or your traditional stuff. Most, some D&D players, you have all different types of D&D players. You got the power grabs, you got the people who want to hack and slash, people who want to see, who wants puzzles and strategy. Some people just want story-based. This, you have to have teamwork for the Tomb of Horrors in order for it to happen. Because you have to think. There is more twists and turns and pitfalls that can end you in a heart, like in a blink of an eye. A lot of incidents were happening. Now, gradually, through over the years, it's been involved in every edition, still up to today for 2024, 2014, when the Yawning Portal came out book.
Yeah.
So, it has evolved, and it's been around since 1974.
And I will say that as someone that now that I've been on both sides of the DM screen of it, it is a stressful tomb, and for those of you that haven't played it yet, I highly suggest you do it, because if you want a challenge, this is going to make you think.
It's more just try it. Don't do it. There is a small elite groups that have actually done it, like beat it. But there's two different endings.
Yeah, there's the good ending and there's the bad ending.
There's a false ending,
yeah,
and then there's the true. True ending, you actually defeat a Sirak, versus the false ending, you defeat a demi-lich, which is just a mimic of him.
Yeah.
It's not actually him. But, there's more twists and turns. There's more... Tomb of Annihilation mimicked the Tomb of Horrors almost spot on. They added new changes to it, but
the difference I will say between those two, Frank, and you can correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I feel like that one was a little more. Tomb of Annihilation, you could hack and slash more in that one than you could at Tomb of Horrors. Tomb of Horrors, you had to be strategic about it. You had to play it bot. Literally listening to the clues and making stuff work as a team, where you could get away with hack and slash or doing some stupid stuff in Tomb of Annihilation, and it wasn't going to cost you as bad as it would if you did it in Tomb of Horrors.
Well, Tomb of Annihilation, too, when you walk through it, the first 5 levels on the top is the tombs of the false gods.
Right.
So that's kind of a play on Strahd with the Temple of Ember.
Right.
Where you have the false gods or the dark gods trapped in that amber-like crystals that want to give you those dark gifts. So it's almost that's where that comes in. So you have that in Tomb of Annihilation off the gate if you accept them. If you accept the dark gift, you have the dark gift going into Tomb of Horrors. And I know, or in Tomb of Annihilation, and I know in one part there are 2 really bad death traps within Tomb of Annihilation. Because you got that main juggernaut that can literally is a massive steamroller that will put you down.
Yeah.
That will smush you over, run you over, turn you into a pancake. You have that. And then you have a maze.
Hit you again, they'll turn you into thinner than paper.
You have a maze further down that is a maze with 2 spheres of annihilation floating within it. And if it touches you,
you're done.
You're dead. Versus the Tomb of Horrors, they do have spheres of annihilation, but as soon as you touch them, it's gone. You're dead. There is no dumbing it, and they hide it so well of where they are. Some are don't want to give a lot away until somebody plays it. But I mean, the spheres that are hidden there, spheres of annihilation that are insta deaths, they're hidden in doorways. They're hidden in pitfall traps. I mean,
There was one yesterday that was just hidden. If you brushed up against it, you were gone.
yes.
And you wouldn't have known it was there until your party was like, where did you go?
Each DM is different too. Each DM can have their own take and move around different rooms to make it more uniform to them, to their liking. We took time and we mapped it out using normal our grid maps that we have, and it roughly takes about 3 to 4 to match it as it is.
Yeah.
If you use the formula that's in the module book is 1 square equals 10 feet. So if you do it like that,
you're going to need 3, 4,
4 more. Yeah, to get the whole map down. But I mean, I don't know how Dave started this, but I mean, I started off as they were running through the jungles. They were heavy breathing, stuff like that, and they turn around and they see these behemoths
chasing after them.
Right, and it was, what are these behemoths? And I'm thinking the Chult. I'm thinking to Tomb of Annihilation, where these behemoths are dinosaurs. And having a pack of velociraptors chase you down to where you have a split decision to enter
either go
3 different entrances of the tomb.
Pick your poison on what tomb entrance, or do you fight these things?
Yeah, and it's crazy.
Giving me PTSD back when I was a new player to Dungeons and Dragons, and you threw us into that.
Yeah, I mean, Doom of Horrors, we did that on our, second? That was our second campaign started, right?
Tomb of Horrors?
Yeah. Halfway through.
That was halfway through. Ooh, that was the last That was the last campaign we had done.
Too, yeah.
And Frank and I decided, because, not gonna lie, we had some pretty OP characters, and with Henshin, Porkchop, Valvarix, they were pretty well stacked again. And so I'd say the only 2 level ones that we had were Tristana. We had Hyacinth.
You had a cleric. We had the cleric. And then Tristana was a sorceress.
And then what was Tucker's character? I forget. His was the he was a swashbuckler.
Heskel was a swashbuckling rogue.
Yep, that's right.
But I mean, we did a lot. It was crazy that how much has evolved since then, and then the coming back of Tomb of Horrors and playing it, and then with the 4 Horsemen down here with Ron and Nick, helping setting up, letting us have the rooms to do it. Using the dungeon rooms itself. One room is completely retrofitted for dungeon, while
the other one's more of a tavern.
Yeah. And I looked above me and I saw, a mounted head of an owlbear, and they had, and if you looked inside in its mouth, you had a little Mad Hatter in there, and I'm like, oh, that's fitting. That's so fitting.
No, I know, and that's what I liked about it. It made it feel fun,
and the players all enjoyed themselves.
Yeah, and here's the other thing I wasn't expecting. It's for those of you people that don't know how this worked out yesterday, and love to hear from you guys in the chat. And so drop a comment down below while we're here or streaming. The one thing I wasn't expecting, Frank, was the players to ask for the spectator sheet. So those of you that don't know, we had this list of stuff that you could hamper the party throughout the event. And one of the players from our table is what made the suggestion of, hey, can we do this? So after conferring with them, they were like, all right, yeah, we'll do it. We're cool with it. So, and we hadn't even started. And the party from...
Well, we made sure that with Dave and John, and
Yeah.
Dave and Viking, that that was entertaining.
Yeah.
So
But we didn't even start, and someone already wanted what we had was Curiosity Kills the Cat. And for those of you that don't know, is that if they find or disarm a trap, it went off anyway. It went off anyway.
Well, yeah, we made sure with them that, hey, to entertain the idea of a spectator, like using the spectators list to curse the other table. And we're like, okay, until the first shot is fired, treaty. After the first shot is fired, it's open season on anybody.
Yeah, and they were like, I'm going to say call it room 2 for longevity's sake. Over in room 2, as soon as we got the okay from both tables and all the DMs, they threw $25 on the table right then and there. And I think I was more caught off guard. They were willing to go that far right off the start, along with Viking and Dave. And I'm like, well, here we go. First shot's been fired.
And it was ruthless.
Yeah. Now, I'll say this. At least that trap they found was one of the lesser
traps, yes,
of what they could have been. And then it was just back and forth.
I mean, the true first, like the actual true entryway in, there's 1, 2, 3, 6, 7 traps right then and there. And something popped that off, and they're like, oh yeah, hey, there's this little chest sticking out of the wall. Hey, what could go wrong? Shooting out poison needle trap, or poison needles out, and then somebody dropping the cruel reset,
yeah,
and resets it and kicks it back off again. It's kind of like, holy crap!
Yeah, it was literally a double dose of a bad time.
Like, the players were on edge because it was like,
who's going to fire the next shot?
That and what is going to happen?
Now, I will say this, for instance, this was for Roll to Heal. What they do, as we all know, was to help veterans and healthcare workers and first responders dealing with PTSD using Dungeons and Dragons. I honestly think we were causing some like stress and going into some PTSD for the players that were here, which we'll go off of that a little bit more after a bit. But me being the DM, I'm sitting there going, is someone gonna drop in? Like, I was waiting on Ron to show up and just like, hey,
yeah,
here.
I was waiting for him.
I was honestly waiting for it, right? Because here's the thing: is right off the gate, someone dropped like $20 to just, here you go, and I was like, oh, here we go again.
The Lich's Caress, which was dealing 2d8 necrotic damage.
What was the $2 one
to a player? Moment of Clarity.
Yeah,
was the good one. That was the bargain.
Yeah.
The cursed one version of that was to give disadvantage on somebody's checks. So it is crazy the fact that those guys wanted to go after the other table. And then you have some spectators drop some stuff too, which is crazy.
Well, and that's what I think was the big thing that a lot of us weren't expecting, was the fact that, I'm going to quote one of the players, it was going to a good cause. We heard that so many times. Every time this particular player,
you saw the gears turning on one of these players. They were like, okay, I really want to win this. I really want to do this. And then they were like, they would come in, they would sneak into the other room and just drop these down, and it's like, it's for a good cause, and just walk away. We're like, wow.
Like,
I'm glad we weren't trying to do a PvP, because that right there was like, holy crap, that's easy.
I'm glad we went with the dungeon crawl versus the battle royal, because if this player had been in the battle royal, oh boy,
it would have been bad. Especially if we did like when we did the Wounded Warrior one, and some people
I
did
know.
like the mortar strikes and would daisy chain them and all that stuff.
And what's his name? And would just bring us the list, like with the stipulations of, oh hey, here's this, but this has to happen, and oh no.
Oh yeah, it was fun. I mean, like I said, Roll to Hill. We just celebrated our 1 year, and shout out to Chris and Mike for that. We did get them in an interview with our two podcasters, with Liz and Shy,
Which I'll be posted later on.
which that will be posted later on. So a lot of good content was out there, so you guys can always check them out. Their website that they use is rolltoheal.org. Right there, you guys can check them out, and actually, we will just do this way too.
Oh, you beat me to it. I was gonna drop the link in the chat, but if you already got it pulled up, Frank, might as well let you do it.
Pulled up. What the hell?
Work smarter, not harder, guys. Come on.
That's very true. So, yeah, you guys can check them out there. You guys can join their Discord. I don't know where I put it. Is that thing over there?
Which one?
The coin.
Yeah, I'll go grab it.
Not try to shake the world that we're in. Help. I don't know where I put it. There we go. So, on their Discord chat and their announcements, they have their first ever challenge coin that was ever created. So we'll show this again on Tuesday when we do our normal episodes for the D20 Misfits. But you guys can help, help them out by donation, and they send out a challenge coin for you guys. So here it is. I mean, it's massive.
It's got some weight.
I mean, it's thick. And then the backside. And it's cool. I mean, the patron of the cause, and then it says smite the shadows. So this is them. This challenge coin is really nice. Comes in a nice, secure thing to keep it up. By Lanes. What is it? So. And then for their so, I mean, that's cool. I love the fact that they got together and made these.
Yeah. I mean, when you tossed it to me, I was like, okay, here we go. This is going to be...
Wasn't expecting it to have so much weight
to
it.
It caught me off guard. I was like, oh, hey, hello.
Like, this definitely is going to last for a very long time. So, I love that for a fact. And, having Chris and Mike on as for an interview to discuss, like, what Roll to Hill is, how it started, all that stuff. They are planning on attending Gen Con. So that's what this charity was for. The funds that we raise, it was going towards their trip to Gen Con, and also to help out other chapter houses along the way and help create them and make them rise up and building new ones. So that's where all that goes to. So I believe there are 30. Last time I counted, they have, I think, 37 chapter houses scattered around the United States.
Something like that.
And they have, and they run games and stuff like that. So going off of their website real quick, kind of like their purpose. So their purpose, or I'm just going to read it, so I'm going to quote here for a second. So our purpose is to provide veterans, first responders, and healthcare professionals with a safe and supportive community where tabletop role-playing games, TTRPGs, serve as a therapeutic and recreational tools to foster social engagement, build relationships, and alleviate stress related to the post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD for short. Um, so their origin story, Roldy Hill was born from passion. During a Dungeons and Dragons game, the president of Roldy Hill, a veteran, found stress relief alongside 2 other veterans and 2 civilians. The veterans often arrived early, reminiscing about past deployments and griping about the VA. A year and a half into the campaign, one veteran confessed he contemplated suicide, but was pulled through a dark moment by anticipation for the next session and the fear of letting the group down if he didn't show up to finish the campaign. A search for peer-reviewed studies provided details on many benefits of tabletop role-playing games. Roldy Hill was born and is committed to providing all veterans and first responders with the same stress relief benefits. So that's on their thing, and they have a little video of actually there. Those who are part, let's see, we're actually looking through it right now. They have Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama, Mesa, Arizona, Jacksonville, Florida, Atlanta, Georgia, Augusta, Georgia, Fort Worth, Indiana, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I'm going to mess that one up.
Which one?
The Menominee, Menominee, Michigan.
Sounds about right.
Minneapolis, Minnesota, Wellington, North Carolina, Hamilton, New Jersey, Middletown, New Jersey, Almagrado, New Mexico, Binghamton, New York, Buffalo, New York, Jamestown, New York, West Point, New York, Canton, Ohio, Columbus, Ohio, Delaware, Ohio, Wacaconeta. Right.
I think.
We have Northwest Pennsylvania, Tiverton, Rhode Island, Clarksville. Why won't you let me go down and see more of them? There are a lot. And then we have Tennessee Ridge and Knoxville, Tennessee. But there are countless more. From Wyoming all the way, all states. So Alabama, Alaska. They have one in Alaska? Nope,
Not
don't
yet.
have any.
Was
None
there
in
one in West
Alaska
Virginia yet?
Not in Alaska. Let's check West Virginia. That's where we're at. West Virginia. No,
Not yet. We got to work on that.
None down in West Virginia.
Maryland? So that's a hop, skip, and a jump away. Not yet either.
Nope. I mean, PA, we have Northwest, which is more Greensburg area.
Right.
But I mean, they have a lot. I think last time I counted with the list was like 37 to 42 chapter houses already out and about playing games, and every DM there goes through training. Training for save through the VA to catch, suicide tendencies and stuff like that, and become a sentinel for mental health. So that they have a lot of studies with Roldy Hill. You know, a lot of these guys went through hundreds and hundreds of research. So the therapeutic applications of role-playing games. This was a research study done in 2024. TTRPGs and social development in 2024. Like they have everything, so you guys can deep dive and see all the studies and how much TTRPGs and mental health go together. So, like I said, it's a number. They do a lot. Their mission is to improve the mental well-being of veterans, first responders, healthcare professionals by offering a welcoming space to connect, share experiences, and develop coping strategies through collaborative gaming. And that is all we do. That is what we do. And I love that I'm a part of it. You know, I love working with these guys. And, you know, we posted a couple videos up with, you know, they're editing and clearing up the stuff of the interviews between Chris and Mike.
Right.
We posted the last hour is up on YouTube now. So
If you haven't, and go check that video out, guys.
Yeah, the live stream was like 6 hours long, and then close to the end, we all mitigated into one room. So I shut the computer down, I shut the laptop down with everything, and I went via mobile. I went off the phone.
Yeah, at that point in time, I was over here helping with Yu-Gi-Oh. So.
Yeah, and we didn't go live because I just didn't know what was happening, and one of the veterans there had a nice, John, our DM, had a little bit of an emotional breakdown to where he set up to where that PvP fight or the whole tomb experience was nothing but a bad dream brought on by PTSD that he saw in his head, or that everybody sees when they deal with it. You know, not just we're like focusing on veterans and first responders and healthcare professionals. Like we were fortunate enough to capture that on film, and it is on YouTube. You guys can check it out. It's the finale.
It's within the final 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's like it's an hour long for the final because it's the whole PvP fight between the two tables, and then like I said, like the last 6 to 8 minutes or 5 minutes of that nature is him giving a speech, and he got emotional and he had to step away.
Yeah. So, I want to pause before we talk any more about that. I want to go into what led to that. For those of you that don't know, if you were watching the live stream yesterday, the tomb actually got reset on the table because they were. Was it both of them or just the one?
Just ours.
Just ours.
Just ours.
So, reset the entire tomb, so all the traps were reset. Any of the gear that they had found, back where it was to begin with. And then, now we know what happened and how that got reset, but it was told that one of the players...
Because we had a massive drop donation.
Yeah.
That wasn't on the menus to do. So with that, we had, they asked if we could do it, and I was like, well, you dropped, beyond what our menu pricing is, so what do you want us, we have to.
Yeah, because I went, and what? Because that was in between rounds of Yu-Gi-Oh. Oh, and I was just coming over to see what was going on, and I heard that, and I went, what? And I said that this is what I said, and was, I'd have been pissed if I had to start all the way back at the beginning of like that.
Don't get me wrong, some of the players were a little disappointed or down because, a full reset to where they have to crawl back through, and they spent so much time going through the tomb meticulously, not trying to fall into a pitfall or a bottomless pit something of that, any of that. So that was the hard part of the whole thing, and to have that, granted that was a nice donation, and I was like, okay, and then they entertained the idea moving forward. Then they were already thinking, was that the other table who did that, or
Was it somebody on the
was it
outside?
was somebody on the outside?
But
And go,
also at the
I don't
same
know if you
time,
know.
but at the same time, they didn't know because
Well, the first initial instinct, they thought it was the other table. So
And
we're
you
like,
ha-
can we go and issue war with them? And I'm like, really? Is that really what you want to do?
and here's where, in this case, with Frank and the other DMs, you could see the chaos gears beginning. Because if that was the case, I probably would have said, "Yeah, we're doing this." Is right off the gate, just because I'm that guy, and but also at the same time, he was looking at it going, well, we all know I was focused on Yu-Gi-Oh at that point in time, but at the same time, I was still paying attention to what was going on between the two. And I have to agree, Frank, I wasn't expecting to see that happen. That would go, but I, like you said, Ed, the players were thinking it, and I thought the same thing was, who dropped that money from the other table?
Absolutely.
I wasn't even thinking that an outsider had done it at this point, and I thought this was going off of.
And we just, like I said, we just entertained that idea. When one table thought it was the other table who did it, we're like, okay, cool. Do you guys want to enact war on them? And we're like, yes. I'm like, okay, well, let me talk to the other DM. Let me see there, and let's see what happens. And Dave was like, sure. And I was like, oh no. Oh no.
Now,
we're all in a room, locked, no way out, with a Sirak, shadow commentating as it goes. And I was like, oh my god. It's about to get serious.
Now, here's where my thought process is when I came over and I saw all the players in the one room. Is I looked over and I see you, Viking, and Dave all DMing at once. And I just went, oh no, they're gonna die. They're gonna die here just because.
Well, I mean, I really didn't like DM with John and Dave. I was kind of like, I was helping out the players because, like, some of these guys who played, some had never played Dungeons and Dragons before, which is like commendable and brave that you guys wanted to play.
Let your first time being in the charity event.
Yeah, well, let your first time be the Tomb of Horrors.
I'll say it this way: hats off to you guys for doing that. So
I mean, you let your first experience of D&D be the infamous Tomb of Horrors. I mean, what? That is
baptized
madness.
by fire.
That is madness.
Is that the best way to describe it?
Yes, absolutely, 110%. And like that was amazing. I loved every second of it. So, yeah, I mean, we caught that last thing on, we caught it on film, and we got it uploaded, so it's up there for you guys to watch that final thing and watch that emotional response. We put it up on Facebook, we put it up on YouTube. So,
and if you guys haven't said, I'm dropping the link for it right now in the chat below.
For the Facebook one?
For the YouTube one.
For the YouTube one?
So if you guys haven't seen it yet, please check it out. Well, there's a couple of you in here. So if you want, copy and paste that in your search bar up above. You're on a bit of a delay there, Frank. You're on a wait. Oh wow, you're way behind. And so, but yeah, so for those of you that haven't seen it yet, please go check that out. Go back, watch the live stream. Also, if you're able to, check out some of the other videos as we've posted between Meet the Players and some of the other. I'm trying to think. Hey, am I missing anything here? Or meet the players, all our other adventures.
We have a what on our YouTube.
Yeah,
Um,
there's a lot.
There's a lot. We do have, like I said, we do have. We have our throwing shades. We have meet the players.
Which we have another one of those coming up soon. And
Because possibly might gain another cast member.
That's news to me. I will say this for you folks, if you haven't been paying attention, and because we're going to be wrapping up here soon. We are going to be wrapping up the current campaign soon. And this week should be the final episode of The Curse of Shadows. It was episode 200. Didn't think we'd get this far, but here we are.
And a nice twist happened, so I'm curious to see how you guys' parties go. But we're going to take a short break here. We're going to let the computer and stuff kind of give it a little recharge on it, recharge ourselves.
Yeah.
I
Piece of pizza sounds good right now.
Yeah. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back and we'll restart off the stream. That way you guys can all chime in and do it. So yeah, we'll see you guys here in just a small minute. Like give us a few just to grab something to eat, and we'll be right back.